is human nature actually capable of thinking in such a way? Or are we naturally, because of evolution, survival of the fittest, destined to put ourselves first and therefore to destroy ourselves?
Well, when anyone says anything about human nature, you should take out your red pencil and cross it off. Very little is understood about human nature. In fact, very little is understood about insect nature. These are really hard problems. The sciences can barely approach them. In the case of human nature, what we know is derived mostly from history, experience, and intuition. And what it tells us is that human nature allows for a wide range of possibilities. And they can change radically in very short periods. Actually, take the modern history of Germany. Okay. In the 1920s, the Weimar Republic was the absolute peak of Western civilization in the arts, in the sciences, in democratic functioning, and so on. Well, within 10 years, it was very different, as I need not tell you. And 10 years, 20 years after that, it's again totally different again. Well, it's not only the same human nature, it's even the same culture, which went from one to the other extreme of human possibilities. So what's human nature? Well, it's nothing that the sciences are able to tell us much about. And culture just tell us there are a lot of possibilities. And if we didn't have a fixed nature which restricted the possibilities of growth and development, we would be empty vessels. Just as if we didn't have a genetic endowment that and prevents us from growing up to be worms, we couldn't grow up to be humans either. Genetic endowment imposes limits. But what the limits and the scope are for human cognitive and moral capacities is not very well understood. There's speculations about it, like what I just mentioned, but it leaves the serious questions open. So is there a possibility of reaching a peaceful world? We don't know. I mean, in the 30 Years' War, maybe a third or 40% of the German population was wiped out in war. In fact, Europe was so savage and violent that it created a culture of savagery and a technology of savagery that enabled it to conquer the world with horrible effects. Since the Second World War, Europe has been pretty much at peace, not because human nature changed, but because Europeans finally understood that the next time they play their favorite game of slaughtering each other, it's going to destroy the world.
Thank you, Noam. Noam, thank you very much for this